You know what? I think it's unfair for me to comment in I guess maybe on behalf of the industry. All I can say is this, the time that we spent with Shedeur, and what he's done throughout his college career is impressive. He's an impressive young man. He's a really good quarterback. Sometimes fit comes into play, and I'd also say this, there are 4 more rounds.
Andrew Berry just threw a live grenade into the Browns' depth chart like it was a mid-season plot twist nobody saw coming. Forget roses and final picks. He basically told Dillon Gabriel, "Thanks for playing," then slid Shedeur Sanders right into the spotlight like the new leading man in Cleveland's never-ending football soap opera. Picture skipping the entire line at Disney World, but with cleats, swagger, and cameras flashing. That's Shedeur right now, and the energy is wild. The decision screams drama, chaos, and pure entertainment all at once. If you're vibing with the madness, hit that subscribe button. It really helps the channel grow. Because once again, the Cleveland Browns have pulled off the impossible. Just when everyone thought they might finally calm down, act normal, and maybe, just maybe, run a stable operation, they flipped the whole chessboard, then set it on fire while shouting, "Checkmate."
Shedeur Sanders, right? I mean, there is just so much content, so much debate, so much vitriol over Shedeur Sanders. They have remained relevant even when they're not winning. And I really ended up liking him as a person as well, and I still do. I think they really looked at it and thought, he's going to be fine here. So it really hasn't been him as much as it has been everything around him. And a lot of it is social media and regular media, but it's really not Shedeur putting himself in the eye of the storm. It's more so just all of the ancillary stuff around him.
Andrew Berry didn't just make a football decision, he made a statement. He looked at his 2 quarterbacks, the calm, predictable veteran Dillon Gabriel and the flashy, untested lightning rod Shedeur Sanders. And he chose the one guaranteed to make headlines, divide fans, and light up every sports talk show from coast to coast. This isn't just a quarterback change, it's Cleveland's next big scandal. And of course, in true Cleveland fashion, they couldn't just make the move quietly. Oh no, it had to be loud, messy, and packed with drama like the season finale of a soap opera. This wasn't just a football decision, it was a full-on plot twist that nobody had on their bingo card. If the Browns were a reality show, this was the kind of episode where the fan favorite gets booted in week 1, not because it makes sense, but because chaos equals ratings. And trust me, Cleveland loves chaos.
Is going on in Cleveland? Let me know what you guys would do. Would you keep Shedeur? In my opinion, from what I've seen, Shedeur's might be the best quarterback they have on the roster. Yes, you have Flacco, and you don't need to start Shedeur right away, but you have a 5th-round pick who could end up being a starter, which you're not really going to have to pay all that much. I think that's a win-win for both the team and Shedeur, but hey, that's just me. Let me know down below if you think he should be the starter or if you think he even makes the team.
But let's hit rewind for a second. How did Shedeur Sanders, the kid who stormed into college football with more flash than Tim Tebow and a following big enough to crash servers, suddenly leapfrog Dillon Gabriel, a quarterback with a resume longer than a CVS receipt? Easy. Shedeur's got something money can't buy, a last name that comes preloaded with cameras, hashtags, and hype. His father? Dillon Sanders, a man who doesn't just live football, he sells it like it's gold-plated. He turns every play into a promo and every quote into a commercial.
Dan Orlovsky would sit up there. Now correct me if I'm wrong, Adam Schefter, the great insider, the ultimate one. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did Dan Orlovsky just bring up what the man did last year in college? Because I didn't bring up Shedeur and the 72% completions. I didn't bring up Shedeur.
And if you think Andrew Berry didn't notice that, think again. Because here's the real game plan. Cleveland isn't just trying to win games, they're trying to win hearts, clicks, and airtime. This move isn't just about football, it's about marketing magic. Dillon Gabriel might give you safe textbook football, but Shedeur Sanders? He gives you headlines, hashtags, and pure buzz before he's even taken a single NFL snap. This isn't just a roster change, it's a rating strategy dressed up as a playbook. But this move isn't just about fame or flash. Andrew Berry isn't sitting in his office flipping through Sports Illustrated covers like he's picking wallpaper for his man cave. There's a plan here, a wild, gutsy kind of logic that almost makes sense if you tilt your head just right. Think about it. Shedeur Sanders is pure high risk, high reward. And Barry just handed him the keys to the whole Cleveland offense like, let's see what happens. Be real. When was the last time the Browns played it safe at quarterback and actually came out on top? Exactly.
Barry, he is the GOAT of all GOATs as GMs. Man, just imagine dropping to the 5th round, being the 4th-string quarterback, 2 guys above you getting injured, and you start in your rookie debut. And even knowing that the goddamn owner of the Cleveland Browns wanted nothing to do with you or the Sanders family at all. But you know who did? But do you know who did? Andrew Barry. He gets 100% full credit, an A++ for Shedeur Sanders.
Cleveland has gone through QBs faster than viral TikTok trends. One week they're hot, the next they're gone. Maybe Barry finally said, screw it, let's roll the dice on the one who can light up the city. Because if it all burns down, at least it'll burn beautifully. Now the fan base, split straight down the middle. Some are screaming that Shedeur is the savior, the chosen one destined to finally end Cleveland's cursed carousel of quarterbacks. Others are shaking their heads, saying Barry traded stability for a headline, like he's running a PR agency instead of an NFL team. And honestly, both camps aren't wrong, because Shedeur Sanders isn't just a quarterback, he's a full-blown storyline in cleats. This is the same guy who survived behind one of the worst offensive lines in college football, still dropping numbers while his jersey looked like it went 12 rounds with a blender. That kind of grit, that's rare, but let's keep it real. He hasn't thrown a single NFL pass yet. Meanwhile, Dillon Gabriel is the type of QB coaches drool over. Reliable, experienced, consistent, just not the kind to break the internet with every throw. Barry clearly wasn't interested in playing it safe. He went all in, knowing the flames might rise high. If this gamble crashes, well, it's just another chapter in Cleveland's never-ending saga of quarterbacks who almost were.
I don't think Shedeur Sanders ever starts a game for the Cleveland Browns. I don't believe he starts a game this year, obviously barring injury, which is the conversation you and I had. And if he doesn't get an opportunity to start a game this year because of injury and show something different than he was able to show this preseason, I don't believe they view him as a franchise builder, a franchise starter. And I'm gonna admit something on TV that you probably shouldn't. I'm rooting for Shedeur Sanders. I wanted to turn the film on and be able to come on First Take, be on Get Up, and be on NFL Live.
But the wild part? There's a strange kind of genius in what he's doing. Because this isn't just about football, it's about culture. Cleveland's been starving for a quarterback to believe in, someone to rally behind, someone to make them proud to wear the jersey again. The fans have been drained, beaten down by decades of false hope, and let's be honest, they're tired of pretending that the 29th starter since 1999 was the one. By elevating Shedeur Sanders, Barry didn't just make a roster move, he gave the city a reason to dream again. And in football, sometimes dreams matter just as much as the scoreboard. But don't count Dillon Gabriel out yet, not even close. His presence makes this entire story even juicier. Because nothing spices up an NFL season like a full-blown quarterback controversy. It's the league's favorite soap opera. 2 talented players, 1 position, and a fan base ready to explode after every snap. Gabriel's too good to fade quietly into the background, which means every single mistake Shedeur makes is going to light up social media like wildfire. Now, the Browns aren't just playing football, they're starring in their own live-streamed reality show. Every throw, every touchdown, every pick is going to trigger memes, debates, and endless talk show chaos. And you can bet Dillon Sanders will be right there in the front row, rocking sunglasses and a grin, ready to remind the world exactly whose son just became the face of the Cleveland Browns. And let's not forget the locker room. Players can feel who's got the real swagger, and Shedeur, he's walking in like he already owns the spotlight. They can feel it, that electric shift in the air. The Browns finally have a storyline that could flip their whole identity upside down. And make no mistake, Andrew Barry knew exactly what he was doing.
The owner wanted nothing to do with Shedeur. And when I tell you that the whole world, the community, the black folks, we are so happy, we're so thrilled. We want nothing but the best for Shedeur Sanders and Shiloh, 100%. But kudos, respect, and love to Andrew Barry. This is well deserved. What's your thoughts?
This move wasn't just about depth charts or playbooks. It was about headlines, hype, and breaking free from that endless loop of quarterback heartbreak that's haunted Cleveland for decades. But come on, this is Cleveland. Nothing here ever comes easy. The only guarantees are heartbreak and weather that ruins your tailgate before kickoff. The gamble on Shedeur Sanders could turn Barry into a genius visionary who rebuilt the Browns' legacy. Or it could send him packing, with fans yelling that Dillon Gabriel should have been the guy all along. And honestly, that's the magic of it. It's bold, it's wild, and it's must-watch chaos that guarantees we're all glued to every game, every throw, every sideline glare. And still, even with all the hype, even with the spark he's lit across the city, some folks are still insisting Shedeur shouldn't start. They want him benched, babied, or hidden behind some developmental plan. But Andrew Barry? He's not buying that safe nonsense for a second. He didn't bring in the most talked about quarterback in the country just to have him fetch water bottles and smile politely on the sidelines while Gabriel racks up empty stats. No way! Barry's betting the house that Shedeur time starts now. And whether it ends in glory or disaster, one thing's for sure. Cleveland finally has something worth talking about again. No way! Andrew Barry has watched the Browns drown in quarterback purgatory for 20 long years, and he's finally snapped. The man's done with maybe next year experiments and give it time excuses. He wants results now. He wants energy, fireworks, and Shedeur Sanders front and center under those bright lights. Because let's be real, the idea that Shedeur should just wait his turn behind Dillon Gabriel is hilarious. Wait his turn? Since when do franchise quarterbacks line up like they're at the DMV? Nobody told Justin Herbert to wait. Nobody told Joe Burrow to chill behind some washed-up vet. And now Cleveland is suddenly trying to play it safe? Please! The Browns playing it safe is like a toddler trying to eat soup with a fork. Messy, pointless, and bound to end badly. The truth is simple. Shedeur doesn't need scraps from the practice squad. He needs real first-team reps. You don't buy a Ferrari to park it in the garage. And if Cleveland's still scared of taking risks, then maybe Ryan Fitzpatrick would have had 8 Super Bowls by now? Let's not forget, Shedeur Sanders already proved he can thrive in pure chaos. Go back to Colorado.
Liked both, but Dillon Gabriel, in the Cleveland Browns' estimation, performed better over these last few months. And so if football is a meritocracy, the better quarterback winds up ahead. You know, Shedeur Sanders had a very nice showing against the Carolina Panthers in the first preseason game, did not play in the second one, and then really struggled in that third preseason game, so much so that he was yanked before the 2-minute drill in what was sort of a punitive move because of all the negative plays that he accounted for. And so now Shedeur Sanders, we knew that he was going to be on the 53-man roster. Now he's a third-string quarterback, and during the season, third-string quarterbacks don't get that many reps out there on the field. You know where the reps they get? It's with the scout team. So here we are in late August. We're talking about Shedeur Sanders, and I want everyone to just say with a clear mind, say with open hearts, that it is okay that a third-string quarterback is going to be on the scout team.
The man was running for his life behind an offensive line that looked like it was assembled off Craigslist. And he still dropped highlight after highlight every single week. He was out there dodging defenders like he was competing on American Ninja Warrior and still throwing lasers downfield like it was nothing. If he could survive that madness, then Cleveland's offensive line is going to feel like a 5-star resort. Give him a clean pocket, give him legit NFL weapons, and watch him go crazy. The kid doesn't need training wheels. He needs the keys to the whole franchise. Of course, the skeptics are out in full force, clutching Dillon Gabriel like he's Cleveland's last line of defense against disaster. Don't get it twisted. Gabriel's good, polished, disciplined, smooth under pressure. He's the kind of guy who makes scouts nod approvingly while jotting neat little notes in their binders. But he's not Shedeur. He doesn't bring that lightning in a bottle energy, that spark that turns a football game into an event. Gabriel is steady, Shedeur is box office, and Andrew Barry, he's not just building a football team, he's crafting a spectacle. He wants Cleveland back in the national spotlight, and not as the punchline of some late-night monologue. Think about it. Holding Shedeur back now is pure madness. It's like buying a Ferrari and deciding to keep it locked in the garage while you drive your trusty Toyota Corolla instead. Sure, the Corolla gets you where you're going, but nobody's stopping in traffic to take a picture of it. Yeah, Shedeur could struggle. He could look like a rookie tossed headfirst into the deep end. But so what? The Browns have already lived through every imaginable quarterback disaster. Failure isn't scary here. It's practically tradition. What matters isn't the risk, it's the possibility. That rare electric chance that Shedeur Sanders isn't just another forgotten name in Cleveland's quarterback graveyard, but the one who finally changes the ending. Barry's bold defiance against the bench him crowd just makes this story even juicier. He's not quietly ignoring critics. He's stomping on their arguments with steel cleats. Shedeur behind Gabriel? Not on his watch. This isn't a front office playing scared. This is a front office shouting loud and clear, I didn't draft this kid to carry a clipboard, I drafted him to carry a city. And in Cleveland, that's no small thing. This is a city that's been searching for a quarterback savior longer than some fans have even been alive. And here's what the skeptics keep missing. Shedeur doesn't just need the spotlight, he feeds on it. Pressure doesn't crush him, it fuels him. Some players shrink under bright lights, he glows in them. He feeds on pressure, it's his fuel. The brighter the lights, the louder the noise, the bigger the stage. That's when Shedeur Sanders comes alive. And that's exactly why Andrew Berry's move is genius. You don't build confidence by chaining a talent like that to the bench. You build it by tossing him straight into the fire and watching him set the field ablaze. The image of Shedeur leading Cleveland's offense isn't just powerful, it's revolutionary. Picture it, shotgun formation, stadium shaking, the dog pound roaring like a thunderstorm. Fans losing their minds as Shedeur carves up defenses with that trademark swagger that makes even neutral fans lean in closer to their TVs. That's the vision Barry's betting everything on. That's the future he's forcing into existence, no matter how many analysts cry that Dillon Gabriel deserves a shot. And here's the kicker. There's a marketing side to this too, and Barry knows it. Let's be real, Cleveland isn't exactly the glitzy hotspot of the NFL. Free agents aren't rushing to freeze their toes off in the Ohio winter just to be part of a rebuild. But throw Shedeur Sanders into that mix, and suddenly the Browns are interesting again. National headlines, primetime games, jerseys flying off the shelves, it's all back on the table. Barry's not just putting a quarterback under center, he's putting Cleveland back on the map. Meanwhile, poor Dillon Gabriel becomes the awkward side character in this blockbuster. He's that solid guy at the party, holding the drink while the spotlight shines on someone else. Dependable, talented, but overshadowed. And honestly, it's not even his fault. It's just the reality of the moment. So when you hear whispers that Shedeur might not get his shot, remember, those whispers don't come from Andrew Berry. The man's already made his choice loud and clear. He's not bubble wrapping Shedeur Sanders. He's not easing him in with babysitter-level patience or hiding him behind developmental years. No, he's shoving him into the driver's seat of the Cleveland Browns franchise and yelling, "Step on the gas." And that's exactly what this city needs. Because whether it ends in fireworks or flames, one thing's for sure, it won't be boring. And in Cleveland, that alone is a miracle worth celebrating. If you're loving the madness, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We've got way more Cleveland chaos coming your way.